Har 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 har. Let's go! It's finally time to watch the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's movie! Yo! I'm so excited. Here we go. The Five Nights at Toy Chica movie? Wait, what? Five Nights at Toy Chica? What? Where's Freddy Fazbear? It's called Five Nights at Freddy's. What? Wait, what do you mean the movie is mostly centered around Toy Chica? Oh my god, I mean, talk about the fan service, but where my boy Freddy Fazbear at? Where Bonnie the Bunny at? What do you mean it's all Toy Chica? I mean, actually, now that I stop and think about this, maybe this isn't such a bad thing.
Gregory.
What the heck?
Superstar, I need your help.
What? Glamrock Freddy? Wait, no, this is Toy Freddy. Why does he sound like Glamrock Freddy?
Listen, Superstar, we have a major problem.
Okay, well, what's up?
Withered Bonnie has exceeded his screen time already.
What do you mean he's already exceeded his screen time? He was barely visible in the warning for this video. That was only like a few seconds, bro. What do you mean he exceeded it?
That's right. We cannot have Withered Bonnie show up in this video anymore.
No, what you mean?
One last thing. Toy Chica just gave birth to the puppet.
Wait, what? All right. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Gmod of Five Nights at Freddy's review video. Guys, today is December 5th. You know what that means? Today is the day that the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie officially releases. Let's go! And to celebrate, we have a brand new Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie pill pack to check out in today's video. So if you guys want to check out this pill pack for yourself, it'll be linked in the description below. So before we actually hop into the pill pack, I want to talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. So it officially comes out today, but I actually got to see the movie yesterday because where I live, it came out one day earlier, and apparently for some people, it actually came out on December 3rd, which that is insane to think about. But yes, I did enjoy the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, and I actually enjoyed it more than the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie. However, yep, that's right, there's a however. However, I do have some complaints with the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. It's good. It ain't perfect though, which honestly nothing in life can ever be perfect. But I do have my own criticisms to the film. So first of all, with the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 movie, the main criticisms with it is one, it didn't have a bunch of horror in it, and two, it didn't have a lot of game elements in it. And the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie actually improves on both of those elements. So I thought the FNAF 2 movie was way scarier than the first one. I actually jumped a few moments here and there at some scenes where I didn't think I was going to get scared, and then, well, bam, it just gets you, kind of. And also with the game elements, yes, there is the scene where Mike is actually in the office fighting against the withered animatronics, where he's actually having to stay in the office this time, where he's actually having to work on the computer to track the toy animatronics. I thought that was super nice. Obviously, it would have been cool to also have the toy animatronics there, but for the plot, it makes sense for the reason why the toy animatronics weren't there, and we actually had the withered animatronics instead. However, that's like the only scene with the withered animatronics, so yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed with the withered animatronics because most of the withered animatronic scenes were in the trailers, especially Withered Bonnie. Like all the Withered Bonnie scenes were in the trailer, so it was a little disappointed, especially with all the promotions they did with the withered animatronics. So I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my main things I'm a little disappointed with, is the lack of the withered animatronics. For the time we had the withered animatronics, they were really cool. And like I said in my past videos with my predictions, I'm like, oh, the FNAF 2 movie is gonna end with the toy animatronics versus the withered animatronics. We were close. It's actually the toy animatronics versus the original animatronics. So I was actually really surprised to see the original animatronics come back. I thought it was going to be something like, oh, the original animatronics, like the souls of the originals, somehow get converted over into the withered animatronics, and then the withered animatronics fight the toy animatronics or something like that. But no, the withered animatronics are just used to as like a safety defense to try and stop Mike, and then they get deactivated, and then they're never seen ever again. But going back to the fight scene with the toy animatronics and the original animatronics, it was really cool to see the original original animatronics. Like I said, that actually surprised me. I did not expect that. I did not expect the original animatronics to come back. I thought we might see them like deactivated or broken or something, but to see them actually moving around and active, and then they destroyed the toy animatronics, that was really cool. Again, I wish the fight scene was a bit longer, because they just kind of sneak up on the toy animatronics and then just quick scope them one at a time, and then they fall over and die because they ran out of AA batteries. So yeah, I wish that was improved a little bit. And also with the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, you can really tell. Like, the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 movie can stand on its own, but the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie is basically, it really just feels like part 1, because it really is just setting up a lot of things for the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 movie. And that reminds me, that ending scene with a spring trap, oh, that was awesome. We found one. A real one. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. I'm so excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 movie. So anyways, there was also Balloon Boy's death. That was so satisfying. That was probably the most satisfying part in the whole film. Mike just gets up and rips off Balloon Boy's head. I mean, hey, a drop kick to the AA batteries would have been pretty cool as well, but oh my gosh, that was so satisfying. There was also the Shadow Bonnie Easter egg, which Shadow Bonnie only showed up for like 1 second when like the camera like turns to like the main entrance of the office, and then Mike turns on his flashlight, and then Shadow Bonnie disappears like out of the corner. I picked up on that Easter egg. I thought that was an insane Easter egg. Let me know if you guys saw Shadow Bonnie in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie or not, because it was literally one of those moments. Like, if you blink, you miss it. I thought the toy animatronics were done very well. I guess the only thing is Toy Chica, because like Toy Chica was like the main animatronic in the film, and I felt like she got a little too much screen time. Listen, I love Toy Chica as much as the next guy, maybe even more, but like this really felt like a Toy Chica movie and didn't really have too much of you know, Freddy Fazbear in it. So I don't know, I just wish like maybe like Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, and Mangle got a little bit more love, because again, it really felt like it was mainly the main animatronics. It really felt like it was just like Toy Chica and the marionette, which actually brings me on to the marionette. The marionette was one of the most interesting parts of the entire film, because whenever you think of the marionette, you think of like the protector, the one who guides the other souls. But in this one, the marionette is all by itself, because the marionette, aka Charlie, is the only soul in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 location, so she has no connection to the other souls from the first film, so she's by herself, and she's basically the villain, which I was not expecting to see that. Obviously, the puppet kills you in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but seeing the puppet actually want, like, innocent people to die is just kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, to be fair, like, the parents were pretty rude to Charlie when she was alive, and then when she dies, she flops over on the stage, and no one rushes over to help her. There's not like a giant crowd of people like screaming, trying to flee the building or anything. They all just stare at her and be like, ha, El Bozo. Like, what type of a reaction is that to a child who's just been stabbed, who's flopped over, has blood all over their back, and no one rushes over to help? No one's panicking or anything. They're just like, oh, is this part of the show? This is really weird thing to have at a kid's place, huh? It's almost like this is real or something, huh? Very, very mysterious. And the only one who actually cares about Charlie is the puppet, who just casually catches her as Charlie falls down a trapdoor. Again, like, no one rushes over to help Charlie, no one rushes over to see if she's okay, and even, like, if she falls into the trapdoor, you would think, like, someone would rush over and be like, oh my gosh, or, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what happened, are you okay? But nope, everyone's just like, I want some more popcorn. So you know what, if I was Charlie, I think I'd be a little upset as well, but the logic behind it is a little weird, because Charlie obviously saw William trying to attempt to murder someone. Obviously, she saves the child who was about to get murdered, but, I don't know, like, with the FNAF 1 souls, it makes sense, because like they couldn't remember, and then when they did remember that William killed them, they're like, oh, let's go beat him up, guys, let's go beat up Spring Bonnie. But Charlie knows about William. Charlie knows that William's a murderer, but she's like, you know what, maybe he onto something, maybe I want to kill people too. It's just like, what? It's like a major twist comparing it to the game universe. I guess that's also something else to kind of like treat the FNAF movie. Like, when I'm watching the FNAF movie, I get like, it's basically like the games and kind of the Silver Eyes trilogy kind of like mixed together, especially with like the original animatronics like coming back and fighting off the evil animatronics, stuff like that. But again, I did enjoy the FNAF 2 movie, but I'm not gonna lie, it did feel a little all over the place. It's like, because apparently this movie was like slightly shorter than the FNAF 1 movie, so I feel like if they gave it more screen time, like if they, because it was like, what, like an hour and a half to, it was like an hour 40 minutes or something like that. I feel like if they got up to like 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours and 30 minutes, just to give some more time to actually flesh out some things a little bit better, instead of just going from point A to point B to point C, just like kind of quick, like being on something for like 5 minutes and then boom, we're over here for 5 minutes, boom, we're over here for 5 minutes. You know, it's just, it felt a little fast, like the pacing seemed a little fast, so it would have been nice if it was slowed down just a little bit. And I guess also another thing is like the gore. Obviously, I know there's a bunch of people out there like, oh my gosh, we want gore, we want blood, we want guts everywhere and stuff. And yeah, honestly, I think that would be super cool. It's understandable as to why they don't really show that much gore. But the most graphic scene in this film was probably Toy Chica crushing the teacher, or what was it? Yeah, it was the teacher's head with her hands. If only it was her thighs. But yeah, and then the camera cuts away before it actually happens, you know, and you just hear the sound, so you don't get to see anything. Whereas in the FNAF 1 movie, you actually, the most gruesome scene in that was Freddy biting the one girl in half, and you could actually see Freddy's shadow of him doing that, and you see her body flop on the floor. So yeah, I gotta say, the FNAF 1 film definitely had more graphic scenes than the FNAF 2 film, but the FNAF 2 film had way more horror elements implemented in it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So there are things I do like about the FNAF 1 movie more than the FNAF 2 movie. Again, I do like the FNAF 2 movie just slightly better. Like after I watched the FNAF 2 movie, I was like, which movie do I like more? Do I like FNAF 1 or FNAF 2? And I think I just barely like FNAF 2 more. Like, obviously, FNAF 2 has, like, way more characters. But again, it definitely felt more like a horror movie than the first film. And also, I felt like it did a better job at, like, explaining the lore. However, again, like I said earlier, with the pacing, it kind of made things like feel a little bit over the place. So I've heard like the main criticism with the FNAF 2 movie is like, hey, it's mainly for the fans, but anybody new who's like never done anything with the FNAF games before and has only seen the FNAF 1 movie, it can still be a little, I guess, overwhelming to say. So I can see how it's overwhelming for people who don't know, who've never done anything with the regular Five Nights at Freddy's games and stuff. But as a FNAF fan, I love it. So I kind of agree. It does feel like a movie for the fans more than a movie for just anybody getting new to Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh yeah, really quickly, going back to the puppet, I love the fact that she was able to possess people, and whenever someone was possessed, they would have like her makeup on, and also like the stripes, the buttons, the long fingers. I thought the possession, whenever Puppet would possess somebody, I thought that was a really cool feature. And then also, you know, with the whole fact that Puppet's the only soul in the FNAF 2 location, it's actually really cool because then Puppet actually gets to, you know, be a puppet, or I guess a puppet master, and actually control the other animatronics. So I thought that was executed very well, of Puppet actually being a proper puppet master. Oh yeah, and then there was also the mini puppets in like the log ride or the boat ride in the FNAF 2 location, like those little mini puppets, which they had like their piranha scene where like they're underwater and they look up and they're like, yay, we're piranhas. I thought that was really cool, but that's it. That's all we really see of them. And then they're just like, we're gonna peace out. I'm out of here. Like what? I don't really know what their whole deal was. They was just there, and then they were just like, we're not here no more. So I don't know, that was kind of interesting. But anyways, I'll stop yapping now, and let's finally check out this Five Nights at Freddy's 2 pill pack. So up first we have is Mr. Toy Freddy. Well, I'm Toy Freddy, and you better be all ready, because when we come down, yeah, we're gonna have a party. Oh, here he is, a FNAF 2 movie Toy Freddy. So like I said at the start of this video, this pill pack is super simple. These pills aren't super advanced. They just have your basic animation. So we have Toy Freddy's idle animation, where he's just kind of looking side to side. We have a Toy Freddy's walk animation, which I guess my main criticism with this pill pack right off the bat is that the feet don't really match up with the floor. This is something I've said before with like pill packs. Like whenever an animatronic is walking around, you want their feet to actually like match up with the floor instead of it not matching up, because you can see this guy, his feet aren't really matching up with the floor, so it gives him this slide-in effect. These guys don't have any crawl animations, but they do actually have a run animation. animation. Oh, they have a discount on Cheerios. I gotta be the first one in line. So whenever Toy Freddy's running around, his eyes are wide open and his arms are moving way more at his sides compared to his walk animation. You can see with his walk animation, Toy Freddy, he kind of chill like that. You know, he's got this chill look to him. And then when he's running around, he's like, I got places to go, places to be, Superstar, where are you? Oh yeah, that's one other thing I forgot to talk about is the voices of the toy animatronics. I like the voices. I thought easily Puppet had the best voice. Toy Chica gets second place. Toy Bonnie with Matt Pat, I thought Matt Pat did really good as Toy Bonnie. However, I wish he did get more voice lines, because like Toy Bonnie and Toy Freddy only had like one voice line in the whole film, so I wish they did get some more voice lines. But I thought Matt Pat was really good. But I guess my only real complaint is Toy Freddy's voice. Like, Toy Freddy is voiced by Kellen Goff, who's done Funtime Freddy, Glam Rock Freddy, and stuff. And in the movie, whenever Toy Freddy talks, like, I just instantly could not stop thinking of a Glamrock Freddy. Like, his voice was basically the same as Glamrock Freddy's, just like slightly different. So I gotta say, with like past games with Ultimate Custom Night and FNAF AR, I love Toy Freddy's voice in those games. I feel like it fits his character very well, because like Toy Freddy, I feel like he's like more of a friendly bear. He's like more of a jolly guy. He's like, hey everybody, it's me, Toy Freddy, instead of it being like,
it's me, Toy Freddy Fazbear. I'm gonna go bite off someone's head real quick if you don't mind me.
So that's kind of the vibes I got. So Toy Freddy definitely is my least favorite voice in the film. Like, again, it's basically just Glamrock Freddy's voice. I feel like Glamrock Freddy's voice fits Glamrock Freddy, but Glamrock Freddy's voice does not fit Toy Freddy, if you know, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I guess the final animation we actually have is the jump scare animation. So for this, we're gonna spawn in a little crow. Mr. Crow, you're gonna be our little test subject here, and I'm gonna turn into Toy Freddy, and I hope you're ready, because we're gonna throw a party. So that's Toy Freddy's jump scare. He just raises up both of his arms, does his little scream. So the jump scare is a little underwhelming. So I'm not gonna lie, some of the animations are fine, and some of the other ones are just a little iffy. But to be fair, this pill pack was made, I'm pretty sure this pill pack was made in a short amount of time, so that way it could actually be released the same day that the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie officially comes out. So for this being made in like a short amount of time, I think it is really good. But obviously could definitely use a few improvements. So that's basically everything to a Toy Freddy right here. I also love whenever he runs, his jaw just rapidly opens and closes. I gotta get my jaw muscles ready for when I devour all of that popcorn. And I will also say, I do actually like these models of the FNAF 2 movie animatronics. So up next we have is Toy Bonnie. But that's just a theory. A game theory. No, it's not a theory. It's a fact, bro. So right off the bat, Toy Bonnie doesn't have his triangle guitar from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 because of copyright. So he has the same type of guitar as a Bonnie from the FNAF 1 movie. However, it is in that toy animatronic style. So it's way more plasticky, way more cleaner, way more slick overall. So we got Toy Bonnie. He's got his little Toy Bonnie tail, and he is angry. Hey. Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox. What the heck is going on here? I'm gonna go into your house and I'm gonna stab your mom when you least expect it, and then we can have a sleepover party. Oh wait, going back to when I said earlier about like the one voice line for Toy Bonnie, I forgot Toy Bonnie actually had some more voice lines with the child when he first broke into the house. I was only thinking of the voice line when he's like talking like right before he tries to kill the mom before he gets deactivated. So no, I remember now. So yeah, Toy Bonnie does actually have, Toy Bonnie has way more voice lines than Toy Freddy. Again, Toy Freddy got done kind of dirty, I'm not gonna lie, and I love my boy Toy Freddy. So anyways, with Mr. Toy Bonnie right here, again, he's basically got the same set of animations. Basically all these animatronics have the same set of animations. Oh wait, hold on, going back to Toy Freddy, I forget, they also have a reload sound. So if you press reload, they make a sound.
You are just good at hiding as you think you are, you know.
So yeah, so Toy Freddy right here actually has his voice from FNAF AR. So this voice fits Toy Freddy so much better than the Glamrock Freddy voice. And then if we switch over here to Toy Bonnie and press reload on him, I can see you. Like, Toy Bonnie's always been a bit of a squeaker and stuff. But again, I really do like Matt Pat's voice of a Toy Bonnie in the film. Alright, so anyways, we got, you know, Toy Bonnie just casually walking around, just goes side to side, still carrying his guitar, you know, it's always music time. And then we got Toy Bonnie's run animation, so he reaches out with one of his arms, still grabbing the guitar with the other one, and his eyes are a bit more open. They're not exactly like wide open like Toy Freddy's. I gotta say, I think I actually like Toy Bonnie's run animation more than Toy Freddy's. I'm not gonna lie, Toy Bonnie's run animation actually seems pretty clean. And then let's go back to Toy Freddy's for a comparison. Toy Freddy's is like, oh, get out of my way, get out of my way, I got places to go, places to be. It's more like Toy Freddy's the one who's getting chased, and then Toy Bonnie's the one who's chasing him. So yeah, I gotta say, I do like Toy Bonnie's animations more than Toy Freddy's. And then we have a Toy Bonnie's kill animation, so let's go ahead and spawn in another crow. I'm sorry, little one, it's for the YouTube views. And that was Toy Bonnie's jump scare. Again, I gotta say, so far the jump scares animations are definitely my least favorite animations with these characters, just because they're like super simple. So I mean, that's all I really gotta say about Mr. Toy Bonnie right here. So next up we have is the one, the only Toy Chica. Oh, here he is, the main star of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Aw, don't you want a cupcake? So here's Toy Chica. She's holding her little toy cupcake, and unlike the FNAF 1 movie where the FNAF 1 cupcake was actually moving around, you know, and caused William Afton to get spring locked and stuff, Toy Cupcake is just a prop and is only just chilling whenever Toy Chica's on the stage, and then we never see Toy Cupcake ever again. Yeah, I'm sorry, my Toy Cupcake is dead on the inside. Poor Toy Cupcake.
I've seen some things you do not want to know.
Oh no, I'm scared, bro. No wonder why Toy Cupcake doesn't have any eyelids. He's been traumatized. Alright, so anyways, with Toy Chica, whenever she walks around, she's got that grumpy face on her. And then for her run animation, oh, there she is. So she comes running in, opening and closing her jaw. I do like Toy Chica's run animation more than Toy Freddy's, but I gotta say, so far, Toy Bonnie has my favorite run animation in this pill pack. It also looks like Toy Cupcake's eyes will move side to side as the Toy Chica is running around. So there is not a beakless version of this Toy Chica pill, unfortunately. And to be fair, like the only time we actually get to see Toy Chica without her beak is the taxi cab scene again, which was, you know, a nice little callback to the FNAF 1 movie. It was nice to see Corey again and stuff. But again, it does kind of suck that was the only part that we actually see Toy Chica without her beak. It would have been cool when it was revealed that the puppet was inside Toy Chica, like wearing Toy Chica as like the lefty suit, that whenever the puppet was like breaking out of Toy Chica, that Toy Chica's beak would have fallen off at that moment. And then at the end of the scene, when Toy Chica enters the room all broken and stuff, that would have been the perfect time for her to also be missing her beak and also her eyes at the same time. That would have been absolutely perfect, but nope, missed opportunity. Anyways, let's go ahead and see Toy Chica's jump scare. So let's spawn in another crow. Goodbye, little one. Oh, there you go. So she'll pick you up and then bite your head off. Yo, it would be cool if they update her, because obviously this pill pack was made before the FNAF 2 movie came out and stuff. So if like they implemented some elements from the FNAF 2 movie, like where Toy Chica could like pick you up and then crush your head like she does in the movie with her hands, that would be really cool. Again, if only she would crush my head with her thighs. If only. We can dream, guys. We can dream. And then we also have Toy Chica's reload as sound effect. So there we go. We got Toy Chica's voice from the game. So there you are. I see you. Let's go somewhere more private so I can crush your head. Between your thighs, right? Right? So next up we have is a Mangle, and oh my gosh, she looks fantastic. Like Mangle's whole scene on top of the car in the movie was fantastic. Again, I wish we got to see more of Mangle in the film, because that's really Mangle's only main part, is on top of the car. We actually never get to see Mangle inside of the pizzeria except for some, you know, like posters and decorations and stuff. But we actually never get to see Mangle in the pizzeria. So the only time we actually see Mangle is on top of the car. So we never really get like a proper full Mangle body shot. It's only like parts of Mangle here and there. But anyways, the Mangle is definitely one of the coolest pill packs in here. We have Mangle's regular head, and we also have Mangle's endoskeleton head. Again, it's kind of adorable that they gave the endoskeleton head some eyelashes for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. There you go. We're pretty together. It's not on the outside that matters. It's what's on the inside. Yeah, I can see your insides, and I am terrified right now. So anyways, we have a Mangle's walk animation, which I think Mangle Mangle has the best walk animation in here. She does still have a little bit of sliding going on here and there with the animations, but overall, her walk animation looks really cool. And then we have a Mangle's run animation. Oh, that running. Oh, that's clean. That's oh, okay, yeah. So far, Mangle is my favorite in this pill pack. Oh my gosh, let's get this in slow motion so we can actually see that. Oh, there we go. So we can see like the endoskeleton head is rapidly open and closing its mouth, and then Mangle is just trying her best to reach the player. Oh my gosh, Mangle is so creepy. All right, let's go ahead and listen to Mangle's reload sound.
There now. This won't hurt at all.
So there we go. We have Mangle's voice, which Mangle didn't even have a voice in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. And then finally, we have Mangle's jump scare. There we go. Again, Mangle's jump scare actually not bad. Again, I think Mangle is easily my favorite so far in this pill pack. Again, wish Mangle got more screen time in the FNAF 2 movie. Like, I feel like I could say that about every animatronic except for the puppet and Toy Chica, because I feel like those two definitely got plenty of screen time. But it was like the other animatronics, I felt like they deserved a little bit more, you know. But there you go. There is Mangle. So let's go ahead and move on to the marionette. So I'm not gonna lie, in the FNAF 2 movie, it is weird seeing Puppet's mask be kind of different. It's mainly like her eyes. Her eyes are more sad. Like, her mask mainly reminds me of a ghost face, with like how her eyes are just like kind of positioned in a sad look. So that's like the one main difference between Puppet in the games to Puppet in the movie is her eyes. But other than that, oh, Puppet looks really good. And again, I really liked how they did Puppet in the film. But look at this creepy walk, all noodly. Ooh, I love it whenever people give Puppet these like noodle effects to her limbs. I think it looks really good, except for ragdolls, because on ragdolls the noodles can be a little too much, but on animations like this, oh, it's so creepy. So anyways, Puppet actually has some green eyes to her, so I'm pretty sure that is a reference to FNAF 6 right there, but obviously she doesn't have green eyes in the movie. So this Puppet right here, I don't really view this as like the Puppet from the FNAF 2 movie. I just kind of view this more as like a custom Puppet from the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And then also, if you look closely, you can actually see the wires behind her mask through her eyes and also her mouth. Also, whenever she's idle, she'll do this little head tilt back and forth, so that is insanely creepy. Let's also see her run animation. So whenever she's running, she's doing this. She's like, wee, I'm gonna get you, and when I do, I'm gonna tickle you. So she's just like waving her arms up and down. She's like, wee, wee, I'm gonna get you. This doesn't seem scary. This seems playful. Wee, wee, wee. That's the vibes I'm getting from the Puppet right here. Just wee, wee. There you go. So let's listen to her sound. There you go. So she doesn't have a voice line, but she will actually do the music box from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So now we're gonna move on to the withered animatronics. So up first we have is Withered Freddy, and I think these withered animatronics look insanely cool. Listen, I said earlier I do like the toy animatronic models in this based off of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, but the withers, oh my gosh, they just bring it home. The withers look fantastic. So up first we have is a Withered Freddy. Oh, this guy looks so good. He is completely dirty. Obviously, Withered Freddy is like the least withered animatronic, but Withered Freddy looks so good. And also, Withered Freddy scenes in the movie were great, especially Withered Freddy's haywire scene whenever he's inside of the office. Like, Mike just looks up and Withered Freddy's just right there. That is so creepy. Oh, that's also another thing I wanted to mention is in the movie that happened a lot where like an animatronic would like show up out of nowhere, like right in front of someone, but they wouldn't make any sounds, and then they start walking away, and then they're just like the animatronics in the movie were really loud with their movements, and it reminds you why we call them clankers. But whenever they sneak up on someone, they're just like completely silent, and it just kind of, you know, makes it feel a little less realistic, especially when these animatronics aren't even possessed. They're just animatronics being controlled by the puppet. So I don't know, it just feels a little unrealistic. Like when you see like Withered Freddy show up in the office out of nowhere, like it's really cool, and then you see him start walking away and he's like super loud as he's walking away, and you're like, wait, how do you How do you even sneak in here if you're just being a big old clanker? Wait, let's try this now. Oh my gosh, bro, you gotta be kidding me. I had a conflicting add-on. No wonder why the walk animations were looking so weird. Oh my gosh, this is how they're normally supposed to. Oh my gosh, how do I have 1 million subscribers, bro? Okay, so I'm a bit of a dum-dum. The walk and run animations are actually fine in this pill pack. I just had a conflicting add-on on where I actually had a player speed add-on enabled because I did my glitch trap gets hunted down by super fast Fredbear from those nights at Fredbear's and stuff. And I didn't realize it, but that add-on actually conflicts with pill packs, so it also messes with the pill pack speed and it makes them unrealistic. So now they actually have their realistic speed. So these guys are actually supposed to move around way slower, which is actually really fitting because the animatronics move insanely slow in the FNAF movie, so that actually fits the vibes way better. And then when we run around, he does still have a little bit of sliding to him, but it's not as bad as before. So there you go. So if you have your pill pack sliding around like crazy and they look unrealistic, it might be because of a conflicting add-on. So my bad. The other animatronics should be fine as well. Yeah, we have Toy Freddy who's looking way normal. Toy Bonnie looks normal. Toy Chica's looking normal. Again, the running animations do have a little bit of a sliding effect, but it's not as bad as before, so my bad on that one. Anyways, we got Withered Freddy just walking around. You know, I like Withered Freddy's walk animation. It's nice and it's simple and it fits his character. And then we have Withered Freddy's run animation where his eyes become wide open. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually like Withered Freddy's walk animation more than his run animation. We have a reload with Withered Freddy. So what sound does Freddy Fazbear make? Oh, he makes the FNAF 2 camera ambient noise. So this is like basically what you get to hear on night 1 before all the animatronics are doing their main sound effects whenever they're right outside your office. So Withered Freddy has a simple FNAF 2 camera sound effect, ambient noise. And then we have a Withered Freddy's jump scare. So I gotta kill another crow today. Goodbye, little one. Oh, what the heck? Okay, so he like grabs you and then slams you down. That's kind of cool. It's, you know, more unique than the other jump scares. I gotta say, so far, Mangle still has my favorite jump scare and overall my favorite animations. But I do like Withered Freddy more than the other toy animatronics besides Mangle. So there you go. That's basically everything to Withered Freddy. So let's go ahead and move on to Withered Bonnie. What's up? I'm ready for this film. All right, Withered Bonnie, you've met your screen time. Get lost. What? Yeah, it's so I was so disappointed with Withered Bonnie. That was definitely the biggest L with the FNAF 2 movie, was the lack of Withered Bonnie. I said it earlier, like basically all Withered Bonnie scenes were in the trailer. And I wish that was a joke, but it's not, because Withered Bonnie, you see him deactivating parts and services, then he wakes up, then you see him in the vent, and Mike closes the vent on him, and then he's never seen ever again. What? I know, bro. I'm like, Withered Bonnie is my favorite Withered animatronic. And I wish the Withered animatronics were more important instead of them just being like a defense mechanism that the puppet was using to protect the toy animatronics from getting deactivated. So, I don't know. Withered animatronics, kind of an L, especially Withered Bonnie. Withered Bonnie was the biggest L. So, anyways, we got this movie version of a Withered Bonnie right here for this pill pack. So, this guy looks awesome. Whenever he's standing still, he'll do this little breathing animation while he's kind of in his regular Withered Bonnie stance from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Whenever he's walking around, I like his walk animation. Withered Bonnie has a nice, simple walk animation, kind of similar to Withered Freddy. And then we have a Withered Bonnie's run animation, where his head is like kind of bent down, rapidly opening and closing his jaw, and has his one arm stretched out, trying to grab the player while his wires are floating in the wind behind him. So Withered Bonnie definitely has one of my favorite run animations inside of this pill pack. And I do like Withered Bonnie more than Withered Freddy in this pill pack. But again, Withered Bonnie got no screen time in the FNAF 2 movie, so it sucks. Anyways, we have a Withered Bonnie's reload, so let's go ahead and give this a listen. So that's Withered Bonnie goes, that's my favorite quote from the movie right there is, and then let's go ahead and see Withered Bonnie's jump scare. He better punch the hell out of this crow. Oh, he just takes out the trash. That's his jump scare animation. He just like, he picks you up and throws you to the side. He's like, get out of my way. Get out of my way. I need more screen time. You're blocking my view. So Wither Bonnie's jump scare, it's okay. It's interesting. I like how the Withers have like unique jump scares, where the toy animatronics are a bit more, you know, or the main 3 toy animatronics have simple jump scares. So I like the idea behind it, but I feel like the execution could be a little bit better on it. But anyways, that's basically everything to Withered Bonnie. So next up we have is a Withered Chica. Withered Chica, I'm not gonna lie, might have been one of the coolest looking Withered animatronics in the movie. Again, like obviously Withered Bonnie is my favorite Withered animatronic, but like we barely got any screen time with him. But the shots of Withered Chica in the film were really, really cool. Mainly Withered Chica and Withered Freddy were the 2 Withereds I really liked in the FNAF movie. And then Withered Fox is right behind them. And then unfortunately I have to give Withered Bonnie last place. I love Withered Bonnie as a character, but in the movie he got no screen time, so couldn't really appreciate him all that much. But Withered Chica, oh my gosh, this pill pack right here looks insanely cool with her wires dangling at her side. And then the main difference between Withered Chica from the game and the movie is that her jaw is actually closed, whereas in the game her jaw is constantly wide open. So that's the main difference between Withered Chica from the games and the movies, because obviously actors are supposed to be wearing these guys as a costume, so it makes sense why her jaw isn't like wide open in the movie and stuff. But Withered Chica gives off that Big Bird energy right here. So we have Withered Chica's walk animation. She has a super simple walk animation. We have a Withered Chica's idle animation where she's actually doing that T-pose. And then we have a Withered Chica's run where she goes back into that T-pose while running towards the player. Lucky! Pizza! Pizza! Oh no, the little birdie died on the floor in front of me. What happened to you, little one? He forgot his last baga. Wait, you want to see me go baga? I'll go baga. Baga! Alright, Withered Chica, simple jump scare. She actually grabs you, which is kind of impressive because she, you know, she doesn't have any hands, but she'll grab you and then bite off your head. So there's Withered Chica, and that's all I really got to say about her. So let's go ahead and move on to Withered Foxy. Withered Foxy was really cool. I love that it showed you for like Withered Freddy and Withered Chica that they that the mask actually affected them, and then it shows you that Withered Foxy doesn't get fooled by the mask. It would have been cool if Mike would have flashed him with the flashlight, but obviously that's never explained that the flashlight is Withered Foxy's weakness, because Mike just deactivates Withered Foxy before he can do his jump scare. Like Withered Foxy walks into the office like, yar, that be the night guard right there. I should kill him, but I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I want to do later today. It's been a while since I've been awake. I could go for a walk in the park, or I could blah, and then he dies. Like Withered Foxy just takes like Withered Foxy's just like chilling in the office for like way too long. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say with this pill pack right here, I do love his idle animation, like especially this pose right here. He does his pose whenever he is in the parts and services room with the hook at his side. We have a Withered Foxy's walk where he actually has his hook raised slightly. He's like, yar, I'm pretty sure that be the night guard over there. Yar, what be going on? And then we have a Withered Foxy's run where he is coming in hot and he's going to slice you with his hook. Yar, you ain't ready for this one. Oh, this might actually be my favorite run animation. Actually, this run animation is really good as well, with Withered Foxy like raising his hook up above his head and he's charging right at you with his mouth wide open. That's a really good run animation. I really like this run animation. Anyways, we have a Withered Foxy's reload sound. Oh, there you go. The classic FNAF 2 ambient sound effect. Oh yeah, I forgot to check out Withered Chica's. I knew I was missing something with Withered Chica. Let's listen to her. So Withered Chica is static, whereas Withered Foxy is the iconic Five Nights at Freddy's 2 ambient sound effect. Yar, I came for your booty. That's not treasure. Wait, what? And finally, we have Withered Foxy's jump scare. Oh, there you go. Okay. Pretty cool jump scare. He picks up the player and then stabs them with his hook. Yar! To Davy Jones's locker with ye! And yes, Withered Foxy does also have the same type of shorts as a Foxy from the FNAF 1 movie, where instead of it just being like animatronic parts, it's actually a pair of shorts that have been slipped onto Foxy. Yar! Gotta keep me booty covered. But anyways, guys, that is everything for this Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie pill pack. So again, this pill pack was made before the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie came out. So now that I have seen the FNAF 2 movie, there are some things that I wish could be a little different with this pill pack. But hey, you never know. There'll probably be some updates in the near future. And if this does get updated, hopefully we do also get Balloon Boy added in the future. I would love to see Balloon Boy added to this pill pack. So let me know in the comments down below, out of these pills, who is your favorite? And then let me know who is your favorite from the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. I gotta say, there's a lot of great scenes. There was the moment whenever Abby built the Chica action figure, like the mini Chica endoskeleton figurine, when she was discussing to the principal. She was like, yeah, Chica mainly helped me. Freddy tried, but his fingers were too fat. It's like there's like a bunch of like little references like that, because that's the reference to Ultimate Custom Night, where Toy Freddy's like, my fingers are too fat to press the buttons. So the FNAF 2 movie had a ton of references to the games that I absolutely loved. And again, the FNAF 2 movie really felt like a movie for the fans. But again, I can see why some fans might not be happy with it, especially with the Puppets character being like completely flipped on its head compared to the games. And then I do also see it kind of being a struggle for anybody who's trying to get into Five Nights at Freddy's, again, who have never done anything with the games and are only experienced in the movie. So I can see why that can be kind of troublesome for some new viewers getting into Five Nights at Freddy's. So I don't know, FNAF 2 movie and also the FNAF 1 movie can be a little over the place, but overall I've enjoyed both films. So again, let me know what your thoughts are on the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. What did you guys like about it? What did you guys not like about it? If you could change something, what would you change? For me, give more screen time. Let the movie be a bit longer, just to flesh out some scenes just a little bit, because it felt a little fast-paced. It felt like they had to cram all this stuff into an X amount of time frame, and I feel like they should have been allowed to have some more runtime for the film. But anyways, that's it for today. Check out the add-on. Link is in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!